Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the brand Scofflaw. So today I have their Tiki Collection, which is 6 new polishes that release February 15th. In the description box below, I will link the Scofflaw site, I will link their Instagram page, and I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. So like I said, we have 6 shades to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Berried Treasure, and this is described as an electric cherry berry scattered holographic base swimming with metallic magenta shreds and a green to gold highlight effect. So here's our first coat of Berried Treasure. And this actually covers really well here on this first coat. It's not completely opaque, so I am going to go in for a second coat. The formula on this is very smooth, easy to apply, no running or pulling, not too thick or too thin, a very perfect formula, very easy to work with. You do get a ton of these little glitters out without having to hold the bottle upside down or do any kind of manipulation to spread them out evenly across the nail as well. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me. This one is also going to dry down pretty dull, so you will want a glossy top coat for that, as well as to smooth out any of the texture that these glitters are going to give off, and removal is a tad bit difficult. So there is 2 coats. So next is Aloha Felicia, and this is described as a peachy lavender base, and this has gold flakes and a glowing lavender and shadowy purple spark. So here's our first coat of Aloha Felicia. And this one is a little sheer on this first coat. The formula on this is very smooth though, also easy to work with, easy to use. This one is a little bit thicker than anything else in this collection, so it's still going to go right where you put it, but it doesn't have the same self-leveling abilities as anything else. So you do have to work a little bit harder to kind of get it completely even across the nail. So depending on your application, you could probably get away with 2 coats on this one. I am going to go in for a 3rd coat. This one also, you do get a good amount of those gold flakies out. They're not something that can be seen like just walking around. Nobody's going to notice your gold flakies, but you'll definitely see them as far as you wearing it. So this one's also going to dry down dull, so you'll want a glossy top coat, but nothing in here is going to be difficult to remove. So there is 3 coats. So up next we have One Flew Over the Tiki Nest, and this is described as a rich palm fraud green base with copper shimmer and flecks. This also has a glitter mix that include caramel, pink, magenta, orange, and berry, and this also has an iridescent lavender highlight. Here is our first coat of One Flew Over the Tiki Nest. This covers pretty well here on this first coat, not completely opaque, so I am going to go ahead and build it up with a second coat. The formula on this is very smooth and easy to apply. Just like Berried Treasure, it does have that really perfect consistency where it stays where you put it, and it also self-levels. So here is our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Again, this one is going to dry pretty textured, so you will want a glossy top coat. It'll also dry dull, so that glossy top coat will help in that aspect as well. And this one is going to be pretty difficult to remove. So there is 2 coats. So up next we have Hung Like a Seahorse, and this is described as an aqua jelly with a sea foam mix of glitters and various silvers, blues, and greens. Here's our first coat of Hung Like a Seahorse. So this one is pretty opaque on this first coat as well. The formula on this is a little bit different. It's, for lack of better words, chunkier. You do have to work to kind of get those glitters to not lay on top of each other, but once that's settled, it's just like a normal polish. But this is completely opaque in 2 coats for me. This one is going to dry the most textured out of anything in this collection, and it'll be the most difficult to remove, so you will want a thicker glossy glitter eating glossy top coat and a peel off base coat. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Hula Hips of Heaven, and this is described as a striking orchid purple jelly base with a glitter mix of grape, purple, white, peach, cream, gray, and lavender. Here's our first coat of Hula Hips of Heaven. So this one has a fantastic formula, very smooth and easy to work with. You don't have to manipulate those glitters so much to get them to lie nice and evenly across the nail. Formula is good though. This one is more of a jelly base as opposed to a cream, so depending on your application you may need to go in for 3 coats, but I was satisfied with my coverage in 2. You will want a thicker glossy top coat for this one, something to eat all this glitter, and a peel off base coat. So there's 2 coats. And then lastly for today we have Chocolate Piranha, and this is described as a brown shimmery base packed with matte glitters in various shades of yellow, lime, lavender, metallic sand, gold glitter, and sea green microflex. Here's our first coat of Chocolate Piranha. And this one also has a very smooth, very easy to work with formula. This one goes on like butter, very easy to spread across the nail. You get a great amount of glitter out also without having to hold the bottle upside down for all of these polishes. And this one does cover it completely in 2 coats for me. You may need to go in for a 3rd coat if you work in extremely thin coats. You will want a thicker top coat for this one because of all that glitter, and a peel off base coat if you don't want to do any kind of scrubbing. So there is 2 coats. So I do have one complaint, and that is putting so many beautiful Crellies into one collection. It was near impossible to pick a favorite, so I have 3. The first one is One Flew Over the Tiki Nest, which is the olive green. I am a sucker for olive green year round. I love the glitters in here. Pink is my second favorite polish color to wear. This has both the green and the pink, and I love it. And then my next favorite is Hung Like a Seahorse. First off, the name is great, but second off, this is so summer and perfection. It reminds me of the beach, it reminds me of the ocean. I love the blues, the greens, everything in this is so good. So Hung Like a Seahorse. And then I really like Chocolate Piranha. I don't even know what it is about this. It's like a purpley brown, but it gives me fall vibes, but like year-round fall vibes, if that makes any sense. All 3 of these are perfection. Everything in this collection is really good, but these are the 3 that stood out to me. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this collection. Let me know what you plan on picking up. Let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.